Do you sometimes feel like the spark that once defined your relationship has started to flicker, or even dim? Maybe you look across the breakfast table at the person you've built a lifetime with, and while the love is still there, that unique closeness, that sense of effortless intimacy, feels a little more distant than it used to. It's a quiet challenge many long-term couples face, especially as we navigate the second half of life. It's not often talked about openly, but it can create a profound sense of isolation. Even when you're sharing a home, you might find yourselves living parallel lives, going through the motions, and perhaps even wondering if that vital connection can ever truly be rekindled. The truth is, it's a deeply human experience, and it can leave you feeling helpless, unsure of how to bridge that growing chasm. But what if I told you that one couple, well into their 60s, found a remarkable path back to each other, a path illuminated by a surprising piece of advice from a urologist? This wasn't about a magic pill or a quick fix. It was about understanding a fundamental truth about our bodies and how they connect to our hearts. In this video, we're going to dive deep into the insights that transformed their relationship, exploring simple, practical steps that can help you rediscover vitality, connection, and that essential spark. Watch to the end for something that will truly surprise you, something that goes deeper than you might imagine. So, what was this unexpected discovery that changed everything for them? It started with a health concern, a common one for many men as they age. But it quickly became clear that the physical aspect was just the doorway to something much larger. The urologist didn't just prescribe medication. He laid out a roadmap to revitalizing the entire system, emphasizing that a healthy body is the foundation for a healthy life and, crucially, a healthy relationship. He stressed that one of the most impactful things they could do was to prioritize movement and truly understand its profound effect, especially on blood flow. You see, it's easy to think of exercise as something for building big muscles or running marathons, but its true power lies in its ability to keep our internal systems humming efficiently, right down to the most intimate parts of our lives. He explained how consistent, gentle movement, particularly exercises that promote healthy circulation, could make an enormous difference. This isn't about pushing yourself to exhaustion. It's about simple, regular activity that encourages your blood to flow freely, delivering oxygen and nutrients to every cell in your body. Think about it: every aspect of our physical well-being, from energy levels to cognitive function. And yes, even our capacity for intimacy relies on good blood flow. For many, as we get older, our arteries can become less flexible and circulation can slow down, leading to a cascade of issues that affect everything, including our sense of vitality and confidence. The urologist highlighted specific movements that could gently yet effectively improve pelvic floor strength and overall blood flow in the lower body, which are incredibly important for both men and women when it comes to intimacy and comfort. He recommended incorporating daily walks, even short ones, and simple stretching routines. He suggested exercises you can even do while sitting, like gentle leg lifts or foot pumps, just to keep the blood moving. It was about creating new habits, step by step, that prioritize this internal plumbing. The couple he advised started with just 15 minutes of brisk walking each day, sometimes together, sometimes separately, and they noticed within weeks that they had more energy, felt less stiff, and surprisingly, their mood improved. This wasn't about weight loss or becoming super fit. It was about restoring a foundational physiological process that had a ripple effect on their entire well-being. It's remarkable how simply getting up and moving your body, even a little bit, can release endorphins, reduce stress hormones, and literally get things flowing again. The man in this story, who had been struggling with his confidence and feeling disconnected, found that as his circulation improved, so did his general sense of vitality. And with it, a renewed interest in connecting with his wife on every level. This gentle, consistent movement became their first step, a daily ritual that not only improved their physical health, but also started to chip away at the emotional distance that had crept into their marriage. It was a tangible action they could take, a small victory each day that built momentum. They started to feel better, individually, and that feeling started to spill over into their shared life, setting the stage for even deeper transformations. Now that we've discussed the profound impact of consistent, gentle movement on overall vitality and connection, let's move on to another crucial piece of the puzzle that often goes overlooked: beyond movement. Another crucial piece of the puzzle often goes overlooked, yet it plays an enormous role in our overall vitality and, consequently, our relationships, the fuel we put into our bodies. The urologist emphasized that what we eat directly impacts our energy, our hormones, our mood, and yes, even our blood flow. He wasn't suggesting a radical diet overhaul, but rather a gradual shift towards foods that actively support our body's natural processes. Think of your body as a high-performance vehicle. It needs the right kind of fuel to run smoothly. He specifically highlighted foods rich in nitrates, which the body converts into nitric oxide, a compound critical for healthy blood vessel function and efficient circulation. This includes leafy greens like spinach, kale, and arugula, as well as root vegetables like beets. Incorporating these into daily meals, perhaps as part of a smoothie, a salad, or a side dish, can make a significant difference. He also stressed the importance of healthy fats, found in avocados, nuts, seeds, and olive oil, which are essential for hormone production and overall cellular health, and lean proteins, from sources like fish, chicken, and legumes, provide the building blocks for muscle and energy without the inflammatory burden of heavily processed meats. The couple started by making small changes, like swapping out sugary snacks for a handful of almonds and berries, or adding a generous serving of colorful vegetables to every dinner. They noticed that they felt less sluggish after meals and had more sustained energy throughout the day. This wasn't about deprivation. It was about thoughtful nourishment, understanding that every bite could either fuel their bodies or slow them down, but beyond what they ate. The urologist also brought up something even more pervasive and insidious that undermines our health and relationship: stress. He explained how chronic stress, the kind that hums in the background of our lives, constantly releases cortisol, a hormone that can wreak havoc on everything from sleep patterns to hormone balance, and even our capacity for joy and connection. He recommended simple, accessible stress management techniques. It could be as straightforward as taking 5 minutes each day for deep breathing exercises, where you simply focus on slow, deliberate breaths, or perhaps spending time in nature, even just sitting in a park or tending to a small garden. For this couple, it was about consciously carving out moments of calm amidst their busy routines. They found that even a short period of quiet reflection, or simply enjoying a cup of tea together without distractions, could significantly lower their stress levels. And hand in hand with stress management came the critical importance of quality sleep. The urologist underscored that sleep isn't just downtime. It's when our bodies repair, rejuvenate, and regulate hormones. Poor sleep can amplify stress, diminish energy, and cloud judgment, making it harder to connect authentically with a partner. He encouraged them to establish a consistent sleep schedule, create a relaxing bedtime routine, and make their bedroom a sanctuary free from screens and clutter. As the man in the story started sleeping more soundly, he found his mind clearer, his patience greater, and his overall outlook more positive. This improved mental and emotional state made him more present and engaged, not just in daily conversations, but in their intimate life as well. The simple act of reducing stress and prioritizing restorative sleep had a profound impact, creating a space where genuine connection could once again flourish. It became clear that the physical improvements from movement and nutrition were essential. But these elements of stress reduction and better sleep were equally vital, creating a holistic foundation for well-being. Now, here's where the story truly takes an unexpected and profound turn. After addressing the physical aspects, the movement, the nutrition, the stress, and the sleep, the couple in our story found themselves feeling better physically, with more energy and less discomfort. The man's confidence had notably improved, and the physical barriers to intimacy that had grown over the years began to recede. But the urologist, with a wisdom that extended beyond clinical medicine, told them that while he could help them fix the physical plumbing, the true one thing that would save their marriage wasn't just about the body, it was about what the improved physical health enabled. He explained that the greatest barrier to intimacy, especially in long-term relationships, isn't always physical. It's often the silence, the assumptions, and the unspoken desires and fears that build up over time. He challenged them to take the newfound physical vitality and translate it into a renewed commitment to open, honest, and vulnerable communication about intimacy. He suggested that they needed to talk to each other, really talk about what they missed, what they desired, and what made them feel loved and cherished, not just physically, but emotionally. This was the truly transformative one thing, re-engaging and heartfelt, sometimes uncomfortable, conversations about their intimate lives. For decades, they had avoided the subject, allowing unspoken expectations and disappointments to fester. The man had felt inadequate, and the woman had felt overlooked and unsure how to broach the topic. The physical improvements gave them a starting point, a sense of hope, and a renewed confidence to even begin these conversations. The urologist's gentle encouragement to talk about it, to be vulnerable with each other, was the final, critical piece. They started small, sharing feelings that had been buried for years. They learned to express needs without blame and to listen with genuine empathy. This wasn't about demanding or fixing. It was about understanding and reconnecting. They discovered that intimacy wasn't just about physical acts. It was about shared laughter, deep conversations, holding hands, small gestures of affection, and yes, the physical expression of their love. All these things flowed much more freely when the underlying physical health was supported and, crucially, when the lines of communication were wide open. It was through this blend of physical revitalization and emotional re-engagement that their marriage truly transformed. The one thing was not a single medical intervention, but the courage to address physical well-being as a pathway to emotional reconnection, making space for honest dialogue about a part of their lives they had let wither. So, as we reflect on this remarkable journey, we see that the wisdom from the urologist wasn't about a single magic bullet, but a profound understanding that our physical vitality is deeply intertwined with our emotional and relational well-being. It was about embracing the power of consistent, gentle movement to improve blood flow and energy, nourishing our bodies with wholesome foods that support our natural systems, and actively managing the pervasive stresses of daily life while prioritizing restorative sleep. But the real game changer, the one thing that truly saved this couple's marriage, was recognizing that these physical improvements were merely the catalyst for something even more essential: the courage to open up, to communicate honestly and vulnerably about their deepest desires and fears surrounding intimacy and connection. It was the renewed ability to bridge the emotional distance that had grown over time, fostered by the increased confidence and vitality that came from prioritizing their health. Remember, this isn't about striving for perfection or turning back the clock entirely. It's about making conscious, consistent choices that honor your body and your relationship. At every age, small, steady steps in these areas: a daily walk, a mindful meal, a moment of deep breathing, an honest conversation can create a powerful ripple effect, leading to a deeper sense of well-being, greater energy, and a more fulfilling connection with the person you cherish. You have the power to make these shifts, to reignite that spark, and to enrich your partnership in ways you might not have thought possible. It's about showing up for yourself, which in turn allows you to show up more fully for your loved ones. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Have you experienced similar challenges or breakthroughs in your own long-term relationships? What one thing has made a significant difference for you? Share your experiences and insights in the comments below, because your wisdom can be incredibly valuable to others in our community. If this video resonated with you, if it offered a new perspective or a glimmer of hope, please take a moment to give it a thumbs up. And if you want more practical advice and inspiring stories that help you live your best life at every age, make sure to subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our future content. You deserve to experience a full, vibrant, and connected life, no matter your age,